Hello and welcome to the Wise Guys podcast. I am your host, Brady Fitzgerald, joined as always by my co-host, Chris Hagan.
How you guys doing?
I'm doing very well, Chris. How about yourself?
Scattered.
Yeah.
You're scattered is what you are.
Yeah, I am a little scattered right now. As happens to me
Take a
normally
breath.
before. Yeah.
We're good to go.
Yeah, we're live. No, I don't know. I'm just excited for the pod, and there's a lot of stuff going on in Columbia right now. So
Yeah.
we're taking full
Yep.
storm.
Take the lead.
All right, we're starting off with College Corner this week. It can't be ignored. The 6-0 Gamecocks cannot be buried for the last segment anymore. They beat Notre Dame on Tuesday, where it was not the most electric because the Alabama one was, but the second most electric game I've been at. And it resulted in a dub. So the first packed out house of the year, and got a dub. They played well. It was a close game until the end. They pulled away at the end. Beach. I don't know if you watched or not. You were texting me. It seemed like you were watching a little.
I watched parts of it. I didn't watch the whole game, but yeah.
And it seems like 4 years are finally getting wrapped up into some appreciation. The coach for Notre Dame, who I might have called Mr. Potato Head a couple times.
Berry. He was from Penn State.
I might have called him Mr. Potato Head a couple times.
He looks like Mr. Potato Head. And his kid's on the team, which is kind of lame.
And I called his kid Strawberry, and his kid's hair looks like a strawberry. And I said that probably 18 times. We yelled that. But after the game, he said...
He was kind of trash, too. I was like, if your kid's going to be on the team,
better
be good.
I don't know what he was doing out there. So this is like our first big game of the year. Packed house. The coach, what's his name? I just call him Strawberry. I'm just going to keep calling him Strawberry. I called his kid's face.
Gooseberry?
Yeah, I called his kid Strawberry to his face, so I might as well call it Coach Strawberry too. He put some respect on the cockpit. He said that the fans were rolling in right when the gates opened, and it was true. The only issue I gotta say is we don't know how to be a basketball school yet. We're just kind of there right now. We need to figure out really like the ebbs and flows of a basketball game, and the crowd needs to realize it's a game of runs. Once they realize it's a game of runs, the whole crowd, like it matters. You know, like they go on a run, the crowd gets quiet, they get disappointed, and they don't start cheering again until they finally get up. They go on a run themselves, and they finally get up. The crowd needs to spark the run. It can't be the absence of the end of a run, you know?
Yeah.
But you followed all that?
Following, I think.
All right.
You're learning, basically.
The crowd is learning. Yes, I'm learned. I'm far.
No, yeah, you know. Yeah, obviously.
But it was great to see just some respect on the men's basketball team, because the women's always get their respect. They're always a packed crowd, always sold out, and the fact that there was normally it's like the student section is like bleak, and there were students just flowing in.
Yeah,
everyone was excited to go. It makes me more nervous when it comes game times. Like I'm really nervous about missing out on my seat.
Because it means so much more.
Yeah, exactly. Because if I miss it on that game, like, what am I doing? I can't just be.
Yeah.
I gotta be there every time. Basketball wise, Stephen Clark is a starter for this team. He's a tall, lanky white kid that wears number 4. He hasn't done anything all season, and he starts every game. You know, you want to know? He started. Guess how many minutes he played? I don't know if you're looking at it or not.
I don't know. Like 6?
He played 5 minutes. Why is he starting if he's playing 5 minutes? It's probably my only critique.
Oh, he's the kid from the Citadel.
Yeah. Probably my only critique of the team. There's no reason why that kid's starting. Plays 5 minutes.
I don't know because I've never understood like why guy. I guess like there's some guys that like coming off the bench more. Is there like do you guys have a 6 man
Yeah, I think
who
it's
like plays a lot
Jacoby.
of minutes off the bench?
Jacoby Wright is our point guard off the bench. Uh, Met him at a
Hmm.
bar the other day. That was pretty cool.
Really,
Yeah, him and Josh Gray were at a bar, and I got to meet him. I got to talk to him.
Josh Gray,
Yeah,
the man.
yeah. I think he's the guy that comes up because he is come off the bench. Even last year, he did not deserve to come off the bench. He just didn't, anyways. I
Hmm.
think he just likes it. But I
Yeah,
don't know why Clark's
because
that
some guys are like Lou Will,
good. Yeah.
like Lou Williams,
hmm
6 man of the year every year.
Yeah. At that point, like you got to be a starter if you get 6 man of the year 2 years in a row, right? You got to be a
Yeah.
starter at some point.
Not if he likes it.
That's true.
That's Maryland did that a couple years ago with Aaron Wiggins. He was off the bench, even though he's like their third best player. And I don't know why.
Okay,
They
see,
play
legend.
like 6, 7 guys the whole game against them. Yes, he is OKC legend.
This game I think is because it was like I was a little scared. Like these aren't just some bums from from VMI or USC Upstate. Like this is Notre Dame. Like there's an 18 point score game or player on that team, and so it was like kind of startling to like at first like I had to warm up to my heckling this time around. It wasn't just natural right off the bat.
Right.
But I was worried. Like, come tip, I was like, am I gonna be able to like, what am I gonna say to these guys? Like, I don't know what I'm gonna say. But it came right when the tip happened. It was you screaming at these guys.
You just kind of like black out. You like go
Oh
into
yeah,
this
yeah,
this zone
yeah.
of being a student.
And my girlfriend's at the
And
game.
like then like during the breaks you're just kind of like what's going on here? Like as soon as the whistle blows again, it's just up and
yeah. And,
you're just a completely different person. I know exactly the feeling.
and my girlfriend goes to the games, and I'm lucky enough that she comes with me early and sits next to me at the court side and
Yeah.
watches me does all these things. And she'll like tell me to like, she'll be like, I can't relax. Like, what are you talking about? It's a 2 point game. Like, all of a sudden I'm yelling at her. It's like, but it's really funny because all the pictures, I don't, I mean, if you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, you've definitely seen, I've been posting it all week long of my pictures of me in the background of all these 3 pointers. Pretty sweet. But she's always sitting down. So there's like no one next to me. It's like, it looks like I start the line and it's great.
You have like
Yeah.
your own little bubble.
Yeah, and I started to tell the people. Luckily, I don't think I'm gonna have to do it anymore because everyone stood up. No one was complaining about me standing.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah. They didn't stand up the whole game. I had to raise the roof a couple times. Like I had to tell the people to get stand
How do you
up.
not stand the whole game?
I don't know, and it's like close. Like there's these like moments where we need defense, and it's like,
Yeah.
why? What do you do? Why am I the one telling you to stand up? Like get out of your seats, guys.
I want to go to one of these games so bad.
See how I control the orchestra.
Or if they were to just, or if, like, if they had a game on ESPN and they just had like the Brady cam in like the top
they
right
might need it.
corner, and it's just like, I was looking for it. I couldn't believe that I didn't see you. Although I didn't have the game on for that long. I'm sure you were on there.
I'm sure I
multiple
made it.
times.
I think I make it almost every time. I'm also like a part of like the men's basketball like community now on Twitter. And one of the people part of this community is Lamont Paris's girlfriend.
Wait, what?
Yeah, and so I don't know. I guess you can't see the tweets because she's private, but like she'll tweet at me all the time in game.
Seriously?
Yeah, we've had conversations.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. And she sits right across from me, so like I'll wave and say hi and see her. We haven't met. I haven't introduced myself yet.
Yeah.
It's so much fun though. It's like all these 4 years accumulating into finally being worth it. and
Yeah, that's a great feeling.
yeah, it
I
really is.
kind of felt that way last year, although it only been 2 years, um, and even like only 1 year of going to games. But like I remember that the feeling of like the first game where there was an actual buzz on campus, and
The word,
secondly,
like,
it was
I
the
get really
Illinois game
nervous
last year.
when people who don't normally go to basketball games text me and are like, "Yo, when are you going to the basketball game?" I'm like, "I'm not telling you, man. I'm not telling you when I'm going to the basketball game. I will go when I go. I have my select 5 of real hoopers, and they will come with me. The rest, you're on your own." I've been doing this for far too long to have bandwagoners
Yeah,
hop on
right.
now.
That's right. Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
no
and like
free
good for them
ride.
for wanting to go,
Yeah, but
but
go. Yeah, but
they
you're
don't
not.
just get to you
No,
can't just go right to the big
no,
leagues.
no, no.
You got to
Exactly.
start in single A.
Yeah, exactly. Um, I felt really bad. There was a freshman. You know, he just finished pledging up. He was texting me about the basketball game, and I didn't know what was happening because I had a presentation that day, and I didn't know when I was going to be able to get in
Oh
line.
yeah, that
Luckily,
suit game.
yeah, the suit game. Luckily, my buddy my buddy James is hilarious. He went at 4. The game started at 7. He fell asleep in line until about like 5, and then when people started filling up, he was like, "All right, sweet, I got the spot." I don't know why my second
Uh-huh.
don't need it for right now, anyways. The he, but we get I get a spot because my class lets up early. I get there around like 5:20, and I already like I'm glad my buddy was saving those seats because it might have been hasty if I got there late and didn't have them. Long story short, the freshman who's texting me, I felt
What did
bad.
that? Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. How did this start? That's how. God, why is my computer monitor? I apologize.
Good?
I apologize. This computer monitor just put me completely blank off because all of my stuff for the podcast is on this computer screen that now I can't see.
Oh, I
Um,
gotcha.
but anywho, the the kid texted me and he's like, "When are you going to the game?" And I just basically told him like, like you're not like you gotta figure out your own. You're not.
You're not invited.
No, I not like they. I was like, I have. He was like, "Do you want to meet before the game at 6 at the gate?" I was like, "At 6? No way, man. Like I'm gonna be there when I get there. When my friends are holding spots for me in line. Like no chance."
Wait, so the suit game was the Notre Dame game? Or was that last week? What's going on?
My the reason why my computer monitor was off because I freaking kicked a outlet. That's why. I have a whole mess right now, Chris. I just kicked an outlet. I'm back.
I know you're a
My
mess.
story was going in like 5 different directions because I kept looking at this monitor. My room's hot as hell. I don't know what's going on. It's like 80 degrees in here. Let's just take a breath. I need you to talk. I need you to go talk about some Maryland
I'm glad that things are working out. And I
basketball.
was like when I was watching the game, I was really rooting for you guys because is it like I know the feeling and it's that like nothing beats patiently waiting and like not giving up on your guys. Like I would watch every Maryland basketball game like 2 years ago, and they were so bad. And like I knew that they weren't going anywhere, but I get it, and it's very rewarding. On
Yeah.
our
Well, and
end, we
wait,
just
wait.
scored
Sorry,
100
sorry, sorry.
points in a game.
I'm taking
Oh,
reins
go
again.
ahead.
1 second. Just 1 second. With that, you didn't. I didn't think about that really. When like watching Jacoby Wright and Josh Gray specifically, those two, they've been here 3 years. So like I've watched
Mhm.
them win, like 20 games max. And now the fact that they're 6-0, it is. You're right. It's great. And the fact that I know them, great
Yeah.
connection. Whatever.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Back to
I know
Maryland.
them
You score.
also. Not that it matters that much, but I do know them.
I
They're
do
my
know.
best friends.
Yeah, yeah. We're best friends. Yeah, I gotta say they talked to me first at the bar. Not gonna lie.
Did they?
Yeah.
Like, because they recognized you?
Yes.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool,
That is
right?
very cool.
Right.
Yeah.
All
What'd
right.
they say?
They
Are they
asked
like nervous?
Josh asked about no. Josh asked if I booed him at games. Josh, why would I ever boo you? It's like all I ever do.
I have a rule that's I won't boo my college team.
No,
I'll
no,
boo my
I'll
pro
boo. Oh,
teams. I'm not gonna boo my
I'll boo
college
the
team.
Pats all the time. No,
Yeah,
and
right.
I'll boo the football team. I did boo the football team. I have booed the football
I
team.
think my rule is if they're younger than me,
I will
not
again
booing.
boo my football team.
I'd boo them.
What about like
Like if
what if
Stetson
what
Bennett
about
came running out, I'd boo the hell out of him.
what about professionals that are going to be younger than you eventually? When you're 40, you're not going to boo at the
Well, they're
Redskins anymore?
professionals. They can
Oh, okay.
yeah, they
Alright,
can handle
alright.
it. The college kids, they're amateurs. Like
Yeah.
I guess that's a good point though, because then my rule kind of falls apart. Oh,
We'll
if they're
workshop
not
the
getting
rule.
paid, they're not signed a contract.
They do that too. I hate to break it to you.
Athletes?
Do not. Yeah, they sign a contract with the school, do they not? A letter of
Not like a
intent to play.
salary contract.
Yeah, but still a
Yeah,
contract.
that's not a contract. Okay, a paid. You're not a salaried employee,
All right.
and I won't boo.
All right. Fair enough.
If they're my I'll boo other teams.
Oh yeah.
I just won't boo my team. I will yell about it. But I won't boo them at
No,
the game.
never boo him at the game. I'm scared to tweet
Anyway,
about him.
maybe
Like
that's soft.
like
But
the Stephen Clark stuff. I won't tweet about it because I'm scared he's gonna see it. Like I don't want to get back into Stephen.
yeah.
Nice kid.
Well, when I complain about our team, I never say a player's name.
Yeah, no, you can't.
I just say
It's a team.
Maryland basketball. I think the other night I said Maryland basketball against the zone defense makes me want to or kills my love for the game. Is
Yes,
what I
that is
said,
what that is
which
what
is
you
so
said.
true.
That is what you
It's
said.
painful to watch. It's like maybe I'm drastically oversimplifying things, but I grew up playing basketball and we ran a zone, and it's not that hard to play again. Like I get that they're good athletes and they can cover more ground than the 9-year-olds that I was playing with, but they never drive to the hoop. They just play swing offense and pass the ball around until somebody gets a decent looking three. But they're all bricks from three. They'll go on these 6-minute stretches where they don't score points, and it makes me freak out because I don't understand it. It's not that hard. Like, why don't they practice it too?
You're
And you
just
recognize it instantly. It's like, oh, they're in a zone.
this is
What?
I'm laughing because you're watching 2022 You're watching last year's basketball.
What really eats at me though is this has been a problem since Turgeon. We got a new coach and it's still a problem, and that terrifies me.
Just
'Cause it's just like
it's
this
like
cycle.
yeah, or it's like what do they say when it's the top is the top is a cancer. They can't if the top can't
Yeah, right.
defend against this or can't beat the zone.
Ship rots from the top down. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And if they can't cover zone
They
up
just need
here, then they're not. It's never gonna.
they just need a certified baller. That they don't need to run any offense. And that's Willard's thing is when and he said this that if his guys play good defense and make the right rotations and don't put them in bad spots, then he basically gives them free reign on offense, which is great and all. I'm sure the players love that. But boy, does it suck to watch sometimes because there's
Free range on offense.
I'm sure they have set plays, but it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, I know
And
what you're
whatever
saying.
set plays they have are garbage. They're garbage. They can't play to their guys' strengths at all on offense. Defense, they're great. They had Villanova at 57 points. The problem is they scored 40.
It feels like Freaky Friday.
So
This is so strange. Like I had
it's
you're describing exactly what I watched last. I know, I
yeah,
get it.
yeah,
Exactly
it's
what you're talking
infuriating.
about. What is Julian Reese?
Um,
He can't shoot either, right?
no, but he's not supposed to be able to shoot. There's guys that should be able to shoot. They can't.
I mean, he's a basketball player in 2023. They should all be able to shoot.
Well, college is a little different. He has soft touch.
Okay.
But they don't need And especially in the Big Ten, like you don't need your bigs to spread out.
So he's a baby.
I don't know what the SEC
Gotta solve
style is like. But Big Ten is not like that at all. Like you're gonna
Sorry.
have 3, 6, 8 dudes. None of them can shoot. Play in the 50s, which is again, it's not fun basketball at all. Like I miss the ACC because basically what Maryland is like every other team. We're all the same, except Iowa. Iowa plays no defense, but everybody else just like horrible offense. Probably have a couple white kids that can shoot, and then just bang around in the paint for 40 minutes, and it sucks. But
Nasty type of basketball.
that's like a whole completely unrelated tangent.
Just looking at college college basketball in general. Arkansas beat Duke last night. That scared me.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, I haven't I normally don't pay too much attention until it comes closer to March, but now my team's good and like the NFL, I haven't really like it's really fun to catch up on everything else. And it was Arkansas Razorbacks beating freaking Duke for the ACC SEC challenge. Where did you see that they tied?
It's to be us. They tied, really?
Yeah, they tied. I don't know what that means. Like, is there like a trophy involved for the league? I'm guessing not, right? Like bragging
I
rights.
don't think so.
They just keep score.
It's like a sticker and a slap on the ass, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Another. I mean, there's been any other big games that you saw, big upsets. Villanova's had some weird games. They beat you guys.
Not that much either.
They've lost some two bad teams.
Yeah, they lost Penn and who else?
What conference are they
East.
in? Yeah, they lost to St. Joseph last night.
Oh,
They lost by 13.
two
too.
Philly schools. It's embarrassing.
They could not. Man. Oh, all right. Well, the St. Joseph shot 50 from 3, so that'll do it.
Impressive.
Yeah, they shot.
I can't even imagine what that's like.
56 field goal and 56 or 51 3-pointer.
Can I have one of those guys from St. Joe's?
That's impressive.
Just give me one. That's all I'm at. Like one guy.
All right. We'll get there. How's your football team looking? I guess you guys are still playing, right? You guys got a bowl game?
Yeah, it's either what I've heard is it's either Vegas or Nashville.
Ooh, very good option.
If it's Nashville, I'm there.
Nashville would be
I'm gonna
sweet.
go. Yeah, would be awesome.
Who would be the opponent?
Vegas would be too. I don't know. I think Auburn was one of the options. They lost their last game though. Utah was one of them. I forget which. If that was that was probably the Vegas one. I saw Auburn too though. So I think the Vegas one is more likely. I don't even know what bowl that is. But I like bowl season. It's fun. It's like finding out where everyone's going. Like when you're a senior and like everyone's picking their colleges. Like, oh, like this person's going there. Like that's what bowl season's like.
Yeah, I could see that. It is fun.
It's like one friend's going to Florida. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go visit. I was like, that's what I feel like with Maryland.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, where are they gonna go that I can go visit?
Yeah, that's true. It is cool. It's like a fun little. It's like a vacation wheel, but you don't even have to spin the wheel or pick the options. You just get randomly generated.
I think it comes out Monday. Yeah, December 4th. But Monday. Big week of college football this week. Excited. The playoff is like a mess.
It can be even worse.
I don't know how close you've been following with.
I've been keeping track.
Like there are some nightmare scenarios.
What is it right now? It's
you can have Georgia, Michigan, FSU, and or Washington, FSU. But if Oregon beats Washington and if Alabama beats Georgia, Texas wins, Florida State loses, you have like 8 one-loss teams.
I hope
And it's just gonna be anarchy.
Alabama wins so badly.
Why?
Because I just think, oh no, because I think it would be funny to have Saban. He's what, undefeated in Mercedes Benz, and he gets one loss in
Oh,
the
is he?
SEC. And when it comes to two teams I hate, I'd rather have the longer dynasty keep winning than the new guys win again. Does that make sense?
So less people are happy.
What do you mean? How's that less people happy? Nobody's happy if Georgia wins.
Well, because like I don't know. Because the new guys would be more sad about losing than the old guys.
Not really. You don't think if
No?
Alabama lost this year, those players are way more upset than the Georgia players who would lose this year. Georgia players who just lost
Yeah,
this
no,
year
that's
just won
true.
2 back-to-back championships.
That's true.
But I mean,
Fair
of course, either one of them are gonna be sad to lose. But I would rather see Nick Saban keep going than this Kirby Smart shit keep going. I hate Georgia, man. I really hate Georgia.
Why?
I
I
don't
guess I'm not
know.
in the conference, so I don't
They're like,
understand.
and I went to the game. Helps.
Yeah, that
Turds
I
there.
was rooting so hard against Michigan just because I had to deal with those fans.
Yeah. Even though I went there, so I guess I was the one. I was the fan.
Yeah, right. And you
But
get mad at them for like just rooting
yeah,
for their team.
yeah.
Like they don't do anything wrong.
No, and I'm sitting there and they're like they're
People like,
playing
I hope they get in car
they're
accidents.
playing like their fourth quarter hype video, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, oh, they got to replay all the old ones, don't they? And it's like a national championship from last year. It's like, oh, they relive in the past, huh? Always living in the past. Riley's next to me. He's like, shut up,
Well,
dude. Shut up. You're gonna get beat up.
yeah. They're also still number one.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
could
No, I know.
possibly be
Yeah,
having a better season.
uh, yeah, no, they're spoiled. They need to get knocked down, and I don't care if like Nick
Yeah.
Saban's the man to do it.
I hope like Washington or Oregon wins the whole thing.
Yeah, so do I. I think Oregon.
Or
I want Oregon
Texas.
to make it.
They can wiggle their way in there. The thing with Texas is like if Bama wins and they have one loss, how do you put them in over Texas when Texas beat them?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Because
And
like you could say that,
well, you
like,
could argue. You could be like Joe Milton wasn't ready yet, and now he's like a whole different player. Quarterback.
Jaden Milrow.
Milrow, my bad.
Right, but like, why do you play the games then?
I was so close. No, I know. I agree. I 1,000% agree.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't like the next 12 seeded playoffs.
You don't like the 12 seeded?
No, because like, all right. So I think I saw it. It would be Washington, and all right. Let me figure out the 12 because I looked it up. 12.
There were some awesome games. Texas, Penn State.
Come on, is that really a good game?
Yes.
I don't know. I feel like it
Yeah,
ends up in the same.
Tulane
results.
was in there.
I think it ends up with just like the same.
It might, but who cares?
First round would be Missouri at Washington. I think. Actually,
That'll be interesting.
all right,
Washington hasn't looked that good.
Okay, I guess like when you're looking. All right, honestly, fine. Now I'm looking at it. It looks better than I realized. They're definitely interesting games. And
Like,
I guess I can't.
will
I can't
some of the
sit
games
here
be
and say-
blowouts? Of
Look,
course.
yeah, I was gonna say I can't say that they're not gonna be interesting, but I also can't say that I don't think the one seeds are just gonna blow out everyone.
Yeah, it's possible. But there's also the chance that having more teams in the playoff allows more teams to recruit more competitively because they can argue that they have a better shot to be on a national stage. And then gradually maybe the playing field is leveled. And that's the ultimate goal, right?
Yeah.
actually 10 teams that in a playoff could be champions. Whereas this year there's two, I think. Three.
Yeah, that's true. And I guess it makes more money. Like, to say that your program went to the college football playoffs allows you to get more money for recruits and for, uh, for everything, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Just buy-in from fans, from players, from recruits, good like everyone benefit. Like the schools that aren't gonna like it are gonna be Georgia. Because they're one every year. It doesn't matter for them.
Okay, but I think what bothered, like, if all right, you know what? Honestly, fine. You sold me. Sure, I'm in. Honestly, I didn't like it for the longest time.
What were you gonna say?
Well, like, I can't say they're not going to be interesting games, and they'll be
Yeah,
interesting to watch. But my fear is that within a quarter they're not going to be interesting. And if that's so, that's so. But the fact that we can talk a week about the game, the fact that we can have the prop lines, we can have these, we can have Tulane versus Michigan, which never happens. We can have Oregon versus Penn State, which never happens. That's cool. But if we get the conference realignment, where all of a sudden like USC is playing Maryland every year, and like that, now all of a sudden that matchup isn't as fun in the playoffs. So like, there's a lot of things that, but
that's true.
I can say that
Yep,
they will be interesting
that's true.
games and they will be fun to watch for a quarter or four, but at least a quarter. They'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, and like if they're not competitive games, then don't watch them.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah,
Like half the time, the college football playoff teams aren't even exciting
that's why I was
because the
like,
one
that's
seed
why I
is
was
that much
so
better than the
against it.
four seed.
Because I was like, if four
Yeah.
teams, like if we have four teams and there's blowouts in two of the games, then why even have, like, let's go back to two? Like, what's the point?
Well, but maybe the talent differential between 1 and 4 is bigger than between like 5 and 12. You
But
might
then
have
why does
more
it matter?
interesting
Because
games.
there's still one. Then what's the talent difference between 1 and
Well, it's
12,
still
right?
exciting, and it get like
Yeah,
if one
it
team
gets.
pulls off an upset and goes all the way, then it's worth it.
Yeah, I agree. It takes 1 year, one Saturday, one 7 seed to make it all worth it.
Yeah.
So I get it, and I get, with this, especially today's age, like there's gonna be, if this was next year, Alabama, Oklahoma, there's 20 minutes in a podcast segment that you're talking about, and every streaming network is talking about it and everything. So I get it.
Yep.
I understand what it's for.
I don't know who loses. I saw somebody complaining because they were saying that a a game like Michigan Ohio State this year doesn't mean as much if there's not a playoff spot on the line, which is fair to say, but I don't know
But you
if
could
that's
get a bye
necessarily a
week.
bad thing.
No, there's bye weeks on the line now.
Yeah, bye week is a big deal.
Yeah, it's huge
And
now.
it's also like they hate each other enough.
Yeah, I think that should be enough. Like, rivalry should be rivalry no matter what, whether it's playoff spot on
Yeah.
the line.
I guess you could worry about resting guys, but like the margin for error is still so slim. Like you're gonna have two loss teams at most, probably, even in a 12-team playoff, right?
Yeah, because
Maybe
they're gonna,
three.
well, and think about all the programs that are small that maybe are like some like undefeated team that's small. They're gonna be like, we deserve to be the 7th seed in the college football players, even though we're the 22 ranked best team because we're undefeated.
Yeah.
So like, there's gonna be pitches
Right.
like that, and I think that's how it should be. I think there should be pitches like that. Like,
Mhm.
I think all the like, if there's 12 teams making it, every single team that's undefeated should make it. Because there's not gonna
Mhm.
be more than 12, right?
No, it's not gonna be more than three.
Exactly. So, and undefeated, one loss, they go down the line. That's how it should work.
Mhm. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna talk about the Gamecocks real quick. They do not have a
Okay.
bowl game. They had a bad. I don't know if we. I guess we didn't talk about the Clemson game, right? We haven't talked about that.
No, we did not.
Um, where do I start with the Clemson game? What a freaking terrible game. Watch that. I apologize for your eyes because I stayed all 4 quarters, and there was maybe a minute of good football. The first play of the game was a fumble six. Then the second play of the game was a pick.
Ugh, that's rough.
And then the Clemson just killed us with field goals. South Carolina scored 1 touchdown. That was it. Embarrassing performance. And now today we have 9 players going into the transfer portal, including our best wide receiver, Antoine Wells, who was hurt last year, decided to take NIL money, say he was going to come back again, and then now is entering the transfer portal. And our place kicker. That there's something wrong with the team if our kicker is transferring. When does a kicker transfer?
Is he good?
I don't know. Like,
I don't
he's
know.
all right.
That's
He's
really
a fine
weird.
kicker. It's cool. He's a fine kicker. But, like, did they say, like, we're going to get a new kicker? Like, you're out of here? Or is this kid just, like, is the pro... Like, I don't know what's going on. Beamer needs to get some big time recruits in the portal. There's apparently, the kid...
Is Nick staying?
I hope so. I hope Nick's staying. Apparently, KJ Jefferson from Arkansas is on the radar for the Gamecocks. There's the kid Lenore Sellers, which a lot of fans like. He's a freshman this year, who plays quarterback. But if you can get KJ Jefferson, like, come on,
yeah,
gotta get him in the building.
Well, then Lenore Sellers can transfer.
Yeah, probably. But all right, this guy's a winner now. Like, we need to win some games here, man.
Yeah. And like experiences mattered so much more. Basketball
like
and
we've
football.
seen this guy be able to do it, and
yeah,
I don't know. Maybe it would be dumb losing Lenore's for it, but I don't know. I think it would be interesting either way. We need a bunch. We need some O linemen. We need some defense, and it just seems like all the Twitter for Gamecock football and basketball is so different. It's completely opposite of what it was last year. And this basketball football team is just down in the dumps. There's no one happy about this football team right now. And Shane Beamer is going to have to win some games next year, or else he is going to be
hot seat.
Fired. Yeah, he's going to be fired. He's going to be out
of here. I think Mal and Twitter would do a victory lap if he got fired. Can't wait for the offseason where there's more recruiting drama, because there will be.
Yep, and there'll be some DMV kids that we go after.
Oh yeah, of course, and you'll probably get a couple of them.
And I'm sure you guys will get one that we were going after. It'll be fun. God, it feels like it's the end of the episode. We still got NFL to do. We've already been talking for 40 minutes.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about football.
Let's move on to some football. We still have basketball to talk about too. Damn.
My goodness gracious.
This is gonna be a packed episode, my friend. Next week, looking up. We didn't even make picks. I realized we could do it on the pod, but could have explained our picks on the pod.
What wise picks for this week?
But we missed out. We're gonna have to do it on the Instagram.
That's okay.
That is okay.
We had a good week.
We did have a good week. I was gonna talk about Thursday, but yeah.
No, go ahead.
Put them in, right? You put the games in.
I didn't. I can now. I put in my record because I was showing somebody at work the spreadsheet.
Nice. Just pulling it up so I can get the official picks. Yeah.
Go ahead, Steelers.
Steelers -2 was the freest thing on the market. Like they were playing a backup quarterback, new coach theory. It was all out there for the Steelers. And the Steelers just win these games. So I wasn't worried about it.
Yep.
And actually, let's talk about the Steelers matchup against the Cardinals this week. If it keeps on going, like, this should be an easy win for them. The Cardinals have not tried all season. They got yardage last week. They didn't score, but they got yardage. First 400-yard game since
Yep.
Matt Canada's been hired. You know when was the
It is
last?
pretty crazy.
You know when the last 400-yard game was?
What, with like
The day
Big Ben?
before. No, the day before Matt Canada got hired. I swear to God, the last game before Matt
Really
Canada
funny.
got hired, it was a 400-yard game. And then
How many games was it? Like 50?
It was like 60 games, 50, 60 games. Yeah, it really is crazy.
It really is. It's nuts.
They
And it's like
unlocked Pat
all of a
Freiermuth
sudden
too.
Pat Freiermuth.
Yep.
It's like 150 yards, and he just looks like.
Yeah, who would have thought? Did you see the Deontay Johnson play? The fumble?
Yeah, it wasn't a good look.
Did we get?
I mean,
There's no.
what do you say? Like, you didn't see it?
Oh, was that what it was? It won't happen again.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad it won't happen again because fumbled and you just watched it, run right past. Anything with this.
It was
Cardinals-
like the Cam Newton one that he didn't go for, but like times a million.
Yeah, because at least Cam was like you could see what he was doing. Like
He, like-
protecting his body. Like
Right? Yeah.
he just watched it. And watched the
Just,
Bengals
like,
defender
taking
pick
a
up the
stroll.
ball and try to run to the end zone too.
Yeah, that was pretty nuts. But I don't believe in the Steelers team.
No, but
think
they're
it's
gonna win
funny
10 games.
if they scored that many points. Yeah, I know they will. Are they a team that like you don't want to see? Like, I'm not really scared of them.
No, I think they're a team you don't want to see.
Really?
Because I think they make everyone play to their level. Like when they do get
I
beat, they
guess.
get whooped. But like all these other games that they win, literally, look, when they get beat, they get absolutely whooped by at least 2 scores. And
Yeah.
then every time they win, it's a 1-score game. So if they can make it, the only 1-score game they lost was to the Browns. If they can make it
Mhm.
play their level, which the Browns do the same thing. So the Browns were like, oh, 1-score game,
Yes, the
I'm
Browns
all
do exactly
for it.
that.
They can
What
make
if that
this
ended
1-score
up being a
game
playoff
against
game?
Browns Steelers. It's definitely possible.
Yeah, it is possible.
With Joe Flacco leading the pack, beating the Steelers one more time in the playoffs, I'm all for it.
That would be poetic.
It really would be poetic. Yeah, I don't know what to
That
do
would
with the
be-
Steelers
that'd be
team.
hilarious.
I think this Steelers team, even though I did bet on them, if there's another fishy line, what's this Cardinals line? Do you know? Do you know what the Cardinals line is?
Oh, let me pull it up.
I'm pulling mine up too.
I'm
Sometimes
gonna say, where's this game being played?
In Pittsburgh.
I'm gonna say -8.
Dude, stop.
Yeah.
I
-8.
hate how it makes me try to download the app.
Oh,
Can I just get to the sports book? What is it?
that's surprising. 5.5.
5.5. Yeah,
I
see,
guess
like,
with Murray back, they're still so trash. We did too much on Murray, I think.
yeah, there was a little love fest for
Did.
Murray.
Too much.
I still like the guy, but we just didn't recognize.
Yeah,
that
I
the
did
rest
too.
of the team is trash. 5.5 Steelers. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't like. I think that line is still like too fit. Like I wouldn't bet that line. I don't trust that line enough. Like this isn't a bad.
No, I wouldn't either.
quarterback, and even though I think they win, I think they win by like 3.
Yeah. And it's gonna be gross. In fact, this could be a letdown.
For the
This might
Steelers.
be a great bet the Cardinals week. Yeah. Ooh, I'm talking myself into that. Or am I going too far? Too far? Am I zagging too much?
I think let's wait for the rest of the week and see if because there's been some fishy lines lately. So like, if we found a good
Yeah.
one that we like. Okay, next team you want to talk about? Jags, -2, another -2, right on the
Yeah.
base.
Game of the week, Wise Bowl. I feel like I never win the Wise Bowls.
We had a record, did we not?
Are you keeping it? I'm not keeping it. At some point, we said that we should keep track of it.
Yeah, we say should do a lot of things. But don't end up doing a lot
But
of them.
I feel like Kevin Malone, like it's nice to win one.
I swear
But
you
yeah,
won
this
the
was
last
this was
Wise
the
Bowl.
biggest game of the week.
Yeah,
No, the
Chris,
last
you're
one
3
was
and 0 this season in the
Falcons.
Wise Bowl.
What about
Falcons.
the
All right, so
Falcons?
three. So you're 3-1.
Cardinals. Did we count Commanders beating the Patriots as the Wise Bowl?
Want to be 4-1? No, because I didn't care about
And the
that game.
fantasy games.
The
Did the
fantasy
fantasy games
games count.
count? Because I think I
Yeah.
went 2-0 against them.
All right,
Yeah.
so you're 5-1. Cry me a river, Mr. Kevin Malone. It feels nice to win one.
I felt like I didn't. I did week 1. I think we had one.
I'll look back.
We've had 3. There's no way. Unless you're counting the fantasy games.
You were 2-0, and the first two, one of those two might have been one of the fantasy games. But as of week
And if we're
1,
like, if
you were 2-0, or as of week 2 or 3. Sorry.
Yeah. Got it.
Either way.
I mean, if we're counting our teams playing each other, like,
all right, you're
I think
like
you would take
6-0
the lead because the Celtics
all right, that's fine.
and I think we played in women's basketball too.
We did play women's basketball. That was easy.
Anyway, doesn't matter that much. But yeah, this was a good game.
This was a good game, and I was so close to
what did you think
covering,
about
too.
the end, kicking the field goal instead of going for it? Because didn't they have a new kicker?
They did, and they had a new kicker
It was
who was
like
a punter.
58-yard.
And I felt bad for that guy.
I did too.
Can
you start him in fantasy?
I did start him in fantasy. He got 0 points.
Yeah.
My last week of fantasy, I still am fighting for a playoff spot, which is something we could talk about in a little bit. But my last week of fantasy, too much turkey on Thanksgiving. Anywho, the kicker,
right.
he's a kicker and a punter, and he gave it his all. There was no more of that leg that he could have given.
Yeah.
And the fact that not only
it's like
they cut him,
1 inch short Super Bowl.
They cut him this week, and I feel bad. That game's not on him.
Nice.
No, that's not on him.
Nice.
You're making him do an impossible
you should
task.
know his leg.
That's what and yeah, you're making him do an impossible task.
What was it? It was like a 4th and 12. It wasn't like 4th and 30.
It was definitely past 10. I thought it was like 12 or 13. I don't know. I think
it's outrageous.
I think the result is I think either way you're praying. So whether you want to go for it or you're
of course. And obviously, like, we're talking about this now after he missed the kick. Like, if he made the kick, obviously we're saying,
they're an inch closer. They win the game. Or tie the game, sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just knew I knew my bet was screwed though. Because I knew even if they made the kick, they had to get the ball. No, they had to get the ball at first, or else they were never gonna cover 3 or 2.
Yeah, that's true. But that was kind of like a sneak peek into the future of what we have, and I think
the future of the AFC South.
Maybe the AFC as a whole.
Yeah, that's true. With Richardson and Levis being the other 2 quarterbacks, Richardson, the jury's not done yet because he got injured, and I guess the jury's still not done for any of these rookie quarterbacks. But we can say it is in the moment because that's how the NFL media works.
You're in on Levis?
No, I wasn't on Levis, but then he had it.
I was for 1 week.
Yeah.
Actually, 2 weeks because he looked decent against the Steelers. Then he pooped his pants.
I don't know about Levis, but I think Anthony Richardson is going to be fun as well.
I think
minimum fun. So that's 3 quarterbacks right there that are going to be exciting.
Yeah, Trevor could end up being like the 3rd best quarterback in that division.
No, he could be mid compared to those guys if they become.
He could be.
Yeah.
But they needed that to be like, no, like slow down, Houston. This is still our division. We're the ones who are having to come out party this year, not you.
And I know
and that's why I made the pick because I figured like more mature team. Yada yada yada.
Last week, I thought I was against Jags, and I wasn't gonna do it again. I don't know, man. I thought they could steal this one. All right, next up, well, Jags playing next week. They got they are playing
Bengals
Monday Night Football
at home. Man, what a
That's
good Monday night
I know,
game.
I know.
That's such a sham. We finally go from freaking Bears Vikings. Although I said that was gonna be a good game.
I told you it wasn't gonna be a good game.
I know.
Bengals Jags.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
That is a bummer game. Another one that we don't have to preview much, unless Jake Browning puts on his hero cape. Like I think they should be able to take care of business here.
Whoa, Texans and the Broncos at home. That's a ball game.
That's fun. It's a fun game right there.
Yeah,
I'm in on the Broncos.
I can't believe that we're talking about the Broncos like this. How could you not be?
Yeah, I'm
won 5 freaking games in a row.
This is
and it felt like the Browns were
like
kind of a similar team to them, and they kicked the shit out of them.
Yeah, they whooped the Browns.
Yes, the hype bowl.
This is the hype bowl.
Like
both these teams are getting increased hype.
How could you not take the Broncos this week?
That's such.
I guess
game.
coming off 2 home wins, going on the road.
I mean, think about it. We didn't even think that would ever happen.
Yeah. The fact they're 6-5 is unreal.
The last 4 games.
They're not in a playoff spot, are they? Yet? I think the Colts have that last spot.
Yeah, the Colts have it right now. Yeah, they need this win.
Pretty gross. They've needed a win every week for the last 5 weeks.
And they have
it every time.
Gotten it.
Oh, man, I'm kind of juiced about this team.
I'm staying away from this game because I just want to enjoy it. Over.
Just enjoy it.
Over.
Yeah, fair enough. Over.
Let's see what the line is.
Hey, the Broncos are not an over team though. It's 47.
They scored 29 last week.
That's high.
I know, but
I guess against a really good defense.
What if they keep up with Also, I don't know if we've been streaming, which
right? Texans defenses. What?
I said I don't know if we've been streaming, which sucks. I think we are. But when I was just looking at it,
I joined it at the beginning. It says we're live.
Okay. I think we're good, but I just wasn't sure. Looking weird on my screen. Anywho, that's a fun game. Over. Love the over.
Looking weird on my screen too.
Well, it's all right. We'll upload it as a YouTube video. It'll be all right. Speaking.
Oh, is it not streaming? No, it's been streaming this whole time.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's streaming. I just think it's looked weird on my.
No, I made a joke. I said that you're. Never mind.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention. All right. Speaking of over, I was trying to transition and you messed me up here. Speaking of over, Indiana, Tampa Bay, you had the over hit. What was that? 44 and a half?
47, I think. Or no, it was 44. Yeah, total ended up being 47. I mean, it's Minshew against the Bucks.
I remember when you picked that, I was like, oh,
I did beat it every game.
Yeah, it's a fun game. It's a game. Jonathan Taylor's injured. That happened in this game. Like these are just 2 teams. Hopefully,
he is.
Yeah, he got injured. He's on IR.
Bummer.
Yeah, that is a bummer.
Well, one of these teams is a playoff team right now.
I know.
Which is hard to believe.
I don't know what to do with this information. And they play the Titans, the Bengals. They play the Titans, the Bengals, the Steelers, the Falcons, the Raiders, the Texans. They can win all these games, Chris. They can win all of these games.
I know. I did not realize how loaded the AFC playoff picture is. You have the 6-5 Colts, the 6-5 Texans, the 6-5 Broncos, the 6-6 Bills.
Yeah.
And the Browns are only 7-4 with a third-string quarterback.
Yep.
The Browns, I jump back from they're a Super Bowl contender to
if Joe Flacco is going to start for this team, bro. Joe Flacco, this is the best case scenario for the Browns. I didn't even right now this just popped in my head. It's the best case scenario for the Browns. Joe Flacco is playoff Joe. He's playoff Joe.
Yeah,
And now you got playoff Joe
pack
for
it in.
literally I know they gotta just survive. They gotta survive like
Is
3
he still
games.
playoff Joe after
Well,
like
he
8
just needs to get
years?
into the playoffs.
Like, is Nick
Just get him in
Foles
the
still
playoffs.
Big Dick Nick?
If he's in the playoffs, I am scared to go against Big Dick Nick if he's in the playoffs. I will
I wouldn't want to play Nick Foles.
the
Flacco, I wouldn't be that scared of. It's been too long. I can eat my
I
words, I
just
guess.
cannot wait to see him on the
It'll be nuts.
I can't wait to see him on the field.
It'll be nuts. There's just so much season left. I'm worried about the. I'd be so nervous if I was a Browns fan.
They need to
It's
survive.
not December Joe.
No,
January Joe.
yeah, they need to survive.
Yeah.
They have a month. They have a month to just survive.
Yeah. It's a long time. But yeah, I'm loving like,
This is the
and even
greatest
the one
storyline in
seed
the
too,
NFL.
like.
This
It's
is
just fucking-
yeah, dude, because they like what a better person to save the Browns season from the injured rapist
and
to
the guy
Joe
who
Flacco.
tortured them for years.
Yeah. God, I love this. And it'll piss off the Ravens fans.
All right, yeah.
Like, what if
I'm
he
all in
beats the
on this, too.
Ravens? Oh, I know they don't play again.
Yeah, that's the thing. If he was anywhere outside the division, they would love it.
I know the Ravens fans hate it though. They're so mad.
Are they pissed at him?
I just think they're pissed at the whole situation. All
They
right, I gotta
probably
say
are,
too,
because they're morons.
if I'm Carson Wentz, like I'm firing my agent. Who the hell is my agent? Like what the hell? How did I end up signing with the
I
Rams?
can't believe the picture of him wearing all 3 of his team's uniforms didn't work. I thought for sure.
Well, no, he's on the Rams.
No, I know he is. But like, do you know why the Browns didn't sign him? It's because that's who beat them last year when Rivera decided to put Wentz back in. At the end of the year, the Browns picked him off 3 times. Stefanski was like, yeah, no chance in hell. Rather throw like a kid in a wheelchair out.
Joe Flacco. They'd rather pick up Joe.
Yeah.
Also, what an F you to RG3. Hey RG3, go fuck yourself.
He's another like he was in Cleveland too. And they're like, nope, we're good.
That's what I'm saying. You're like, he literally came on his podcast and was like, please sign me. Please. And they were like, nah, we'll take
It's
Joe
I think we've talked
Flacco."
about it before, but it's him and Isaiah Thomas, dude. Like, they just
Oh,
need to be
I saw a
signed.
great
IT
tweet.
just needs a media job, so he'll shut his mouth.
Isaiah Thomas tweeted out, what is going on with the Bulls? The Bulls stat muse retweeted it and said, will you just hang it up already, pal? And Isaiah Thomas said, I was just asking a question, damn.
I do feel bad for him. Ever since he got traded by the Celtics, it's like, oh, poor IT. Like, he didn't deserve that. Like, there's a thing with his sister.
No, he became a like the
It was
issue
like-
with IT is that he became a make a wish player. It was like, oh, sign IT to a 10-day. Come on, sign IT to a 10-day.
He
Hornets,
still got it.
Come on,
Still
you need a
got it.
backup point guard.
Wizards.
Yeah. Lakers, play with LeBron again. Remember how
Yeah.
much fun you had, LeBron?
You don't even have to pass him the ball that much.
Oh
Just give him a couple looks a game.
Yeah, give him like 3 shots a game. It'll be fun. It'll be great. And then once the 10-day expires, we'll give him one more. Then we'll call it. We'll have him for 20 days on the season. Anyways, football. My last winning pick, Bears +3. Ooh, what a pick! What a game! What a game indeed.
They should come out and issue an apology for that.
The Bears didn't score a touchdown in one.
My actually Wyatt, I guess he hasn't been on the show, but he's been in the comments before. He had TJ Hawkinson first touchdown. It hit in the fourth quarter.
Did you see the guy who parlayed first touchdown and last touchdown?
That's a scam. Like that dude.
Yeah, come on. There's
that's
no
fishy.
way. Yeah. My roommate, Jeff, is playing right before the game starts. I'm like, you really want to watch this game? He's like, yeah, dude, I gotta watch. Make sure Josh Dobbs doesn't get 7 points in my fantasy. He did not come close. 4 picks. He had a fumble.
Like you're
No
screwed,
fumble.
dude. 7 points is nothing. Yeah, I feel like the Dobbs hype just came crashing.
I saw a great video. It was the Inception scene, and he's banging on it, and it was Josh
Yeah.
Dobbs going from the pastronaut to the astronaut in 1 week.
Ugh.
I don't want to comment anymore on this game. I think we should move on.
Yeah.
I'm
Who
just
they got
shocked.
next? Uh,
Vikings are on a bye.
they
They're both on a
both on
bye.
bye?
Both on a bye.
Yeah, they are. All right. Can we
Figure
can we
out the
figure
buys.
out the freaking
Buys.
buys?
Yeah, we got to figure out the buys.
Why do we have weeks where there's nobody on bye, and then week 13 there's 6 teams?
It's way too
My
late.
team has a freaking bye in week 14. What is the
Yeah.
point of that?
Yeah, it's way too late in the season. It doesn't make any sense. And if
Just
you're gonna
I would
have
love
weeks
a
with no
rational
bye,
explanation.
yeah, if you're gonna have weeks with no bye weeks, make it 14 through 18. What are you doing?
Yeah. I don't.
I get it.
Really makes me mad. Rationally angry. Take the two 14 teams, stick them in 12, and then move 2 teams from 13 to 12, and then you have 4 and 4.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Anyway.
How mad were you when you realized that Josh Allen was going to have the Eagles only win by field goal in overtime because he got the ball?
I mean, the way that game went, I didn't think they were going to cover.
That's fair. So you
No.
you took the push. The Bills. This is just
Push.
This is just
That was classic. That was a
classic
classic
Josh Allen.
Bills.
Classic Josh
Picasso
Allen.
in his blue era.
You couldn't have
He
made it
played
with
great.
AI
Yeah, that's
better.
the thing. No.
Yeah, of course he did.
Yeah, it's like right.
Like
right,
it's a playoff preview.
Write me the game script for a tragic Bills loss.
There it is.
The interception he threw was too. It's like that's like he played good, but it's like, and Kirk Cousins is like the king of this. There's times of the game where you just can't throw an interception. And when you're up by 2 scores and you give up a long touchdown drive, you cannot throw a pick in your own territory on the next drive. It cannot happen.
Can't happen. And their defense can't towards the end of the game couldn't stop anything.
No.
They haven't been able to stop anything.
I can't believe how many points there were in this game in the rain.
Yeah, it was a nasty game.
It's impressive, isn't it? I guess like maybe it's easier for receivers to get open because like it's easier to move forward than backwards when it's slippery. Like, isn't it harder to throw the ball?
Yeah, it's got to be harder to throw the ball. Ball's got to be heavier, right?
I guess the edge rushers are losing their footing too, but yeah, I don't know.
This hurts MVP debate
because the Eagles looked horrible the first half.
This hurts MVP thing. Are people blowing it out of proportion, or is this really a bad MVP?
I think it's more of an indictment on the NFL that like there's not a guy that we can confidently say is our MVP. It's like who should be?
I mean, the real answer is what? Tyreek Hill, Micah Parsons,
Affrey. Like,
Affrey.
if there's gonna be a year, give it to a
That's not-
non-quarterback.
Yeah, it's this year, but that's not. And I don't know, like Tyreek Hill and the Dolphins are. How many wins they have now? 7, 8.
8.
Okay, and what? They're 8-2.
Yeah, dude. Want to hear the guys that have better MVP odds than Christian McCaffrey?
Oh, it's a nasty list.
Jalen Hurts, Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Dak, Tua, Brock Purdy, CJ Stroud, Josh Allen on the 6-6 Bills, and Trevor Lawrence all have better MVP odds than McCaffrey. Isn't that bullshit?
Crap.
Like, I get the running back thing, but and he's the highest non-quarterback on there. Like, if that's the argument that he's a running back and it doesn't have as much positional value, where's like Parsons or Myles Garrett? for Watt. Like TJ Watt. The Steelers are horrible without TJ
Yeah.
Watt.
Miles Garrett honestly should be one like in the top candidate too. But I have to say like I understand that it's boring that they're tall quarterbacks. I understand that it's it's kind of lame that that's how the board has to
Yeah.
go. But Jalen Hurts, dude, if you take this guy, like I do not think they're the same team without Jalen Hurts. They are not,
No, of course they're not.
and it's like people always throw up like the 18 touchdowns, the 10 interceptions, and they throw it right next to Jordan Love, who has 18 touchdowns, and
Yeah.
like 10 interceptions, and then they're like, but like the fact that they could do the tush push is literally why they are 9-1 and why they are the most dominant team in the NFL. They can't do the tush push successfully if Jalen Hurts is not their quarterback. Other teams have tried it. Other teams have done it. It's not
Yeah.
the same.
Well, the line helps too, but
Yeah, of
you're
course
right.
the line helps. And so does AJ Brown, and so does Devontae Smith, and but that is
You
who
also
Jalen
can't
Hurts is
you
playing
can't
with.
penalize guys
That's
for
what I'm
having
saying.
good players.
That's what I'm saying. You can't like that's who Jalen Hurts is playing with. It's the same thing with the schedule. Like that's who they're playing. It's who they line up against.
Yeah.
Like when you want to talk about the touchdowns and the passing and the crap like that, Mahomes has 21 touchdowns. He's number 2, quote unquote, on the MVP race. He has 300 more yards passing than Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has 100 more yards rushing and 11 touchdowns. 11
rushing
touchdowns.
touchdowns.
And those are probably all tush pushes. But
except for the one in overtime.
Yep. But the fact that he could do that and do the tush push is all because he doesn't turn over the ball and he does the job, you know? He does it.
Yeah. There also is like two more aspects to it where it's like, A, they win.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I know that he's surrounded by good talent, and he's not the only reason that they're 10-1. But like, when you're comparing him to other guys, like the reason Dak and Purdy are that high is because they're winning games.
Yeah, well, and
so like for them to be 10-1, like they just figure out ways to win games.
The only player on what I'm looking at is a ESPN top 5, and in the top 3 is Jalen Hurts, Mahomes, Dak. We have Lamar, Tyreek, but like the books where it's like Brock Purdy and it's Dak, and like these guys have just as good as weapons as Jalen Hurts has.
Mm-hmm.
Dak has arguably this. I mean, I guess maybe he doesn't have 2 wide receivers as good as Jalen Hurts does, but CeeDee Lamb is comparable to AJ Brown as a wide receiver 1. Lamar Jackson, I will not. That's not the same. Like, I think he has way worse weapons because I hate his weapons.
But he hasn't put up MVP numbers.
No, he's not going to win the MVP. But when you look at Mahomes, if you really want to talk MVP, Mahomes does not. He has a as worse as we have gotten ever. Travis Kelce, basically. That's kind of it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're really looking at like, you don't want to look at the talent around him, you don't want to look at crap like that, then it's got to be Mahomes, right? He's doing this and he's winning games, and his wide receivers are garbage. His wide receivers suck. But
yeah, they're trash.
I think it's got to be Jalen.
I don't know. I also like they get tired of it too. You can't give it to him every year. Like he already has 2, doesn't he?
Yeah, I agree.
Like what we saw with Jokic last year, almost.
Mm-hmm.
The funny thing is, if Hurts had the numbers that if Hurts had the numbers that he did last year, like people would not be freaking out about it. He was better last year. Maybe not as many touchdowns.
Everyone last year, the whole narrative was that they
actually curious about that.
So like,
yeah. And now it's like the 1 team we've ever seen. You know, they've beaten Bills, Chiefs, Cowboys 3 in a row. It's like I get it. Like it is frustrating when your team loses a winnable game, but also like there's worth in finding ways to win games. Like it does not matter how you do it. Uh, Honestly, like the Eagles are overhated, which is usually
It's
everyone's on the same
sad.
page of just hating the
No, it's
Eagles, but
sad.
like
No, it's sad that
they're overhated.
we can't hate the Eagles because they've taken the hate too far. You can hate the Eagles, but you
Yeah,
can't say
I
they're not a
also
bad
love
team or
Hurts.
that they're. Dude, why does he like? I'm looking at Google Images and I just like am getting entranced. Like he's a very good looking
You see
man.
the thing between this thing. Sometimes I think that I'm a handsome looking
Yeah,
guy, and then
and
I
then I
see
see,
this dude pop up, and it's Jalen Hurts. Like, damn.
it's like the end of the Bills game. He takes off the helmet. What the hell, dude? They're like Tom Cruise under there. It's like a black Tom Cruise. What the hell? He's a
All
handsome
right, so
man.
he did have. He
Okay.
is a handsome man. He had 13 rushing touchdowns last year, so he did have as many touchdowns. His like, yeah, he was better last year. He had a 101 passer rating, which is 8 points higher than he is. That's bad math. 7 points higher.
You know what's funny? If the
5 points higher QBR.
Have, and I know it won't be, you won't have the same feelings because you're in, but like if the Eagles didn't have Sirianni, it might actually be a likable team. Actually, Sirianni just ruins it.
He's just, if you
He's like the
if you just
antichrist
like
of
accept
football.
him for what he is, he's just a dork.
He is.
He's
He is.
just a dork. And it's so weird that he wins.
I
Because guys
know.
like that aren't winners. Like he's
No.
a loser. So I don't know what's going on there. Because he is a loser. Like as an
He
individual.
is.
And I think it's
No,
funny. Like
he's
I don't hate him
the kid in
because
high
he's so
school.
ridiculous.
He's the kid in high school that is just. He's like the kid that all the football players like to hang out with because he would just like fart and like rip jokes and like pick his nose and shit. They'd all just laugh at him behind his back, but they'd keep him around. And if anyone else laughed at him, they'd beat the shit out of him. But
Yeah,
they knew
right.
that he was a loser. But it made,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I think
That's
that's
great.
Sirianni.
I do. I know exactly what you're saying. Yeah.
Oh man, that
He's
needs
such
it.
a dork.
Arthur Smith is Sirianni without the cool kids defending him.
He's just the loser that
Yeah,
everyone knew was a loser
yeah,
and
yo,
didn't
yeah,
protect.
because no one protected him because he was picking his nose in middle class. It wasn't with the football players.
He wasn't even trying to hide it.
No, he's just digging for gold down there.
He didn't shower.
He definitely
Oh
did
man.
not shower. He didn't shower every day. I'll tell you that. I know he probably showered, but it
Yeah.
definitely wasn't every day. And he
Yeah.
definitely skipped a couple
Occasionally.
days for school. He would definitely be like, he did the sniff
More
test.
than he should.
Yeah, definitely more than he should. Man, what a tangent that we just got on because of the Eagles.
Yeah, seriously.
Let's just wrap up the rest of the games, right? For next week.
Yep.
We got the wise picks. All right. So, games we haven't talked about yet. Starting off week 13 tonight starts in an hour. Seahawks Cowboys. Let's skip it for right now. I apologize if there's Seahawks or Cowboys fans dying to hear our analysis, but by the time you hear it, this podcast is going to be past the date, so
Yep.
I'm just gonna ignore it. I will say the
Seahawks are dying.
they're wearing their they're wearing their throwbacks though. Did you know? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't. If the Cowboys wear their
I like
silver helmets
that.
too, it's gonna be really cool uniform matchup.
A lot of silver. Much? It might be.
Could be. But yeah,
Oh, we'll see.
that'll be an interesting game. Could be the Seahawks funeral here. Cowboys take care of bad teams. I feel like Titans Colts. We were talking about it. Colts just need to keep winning, baby. I mean, this is a team they should take care of. The Titans are miserable.
Strap game for them? Could be. Only 1 point favorites? That's fishy. That's so fishy.
1 point favorite.
Smell that from Tennessee. To pick them, Titans are horrible.
So are the Colts, though.
No, they're not.
They are.
No. I love the Titans. Oh. I gotta stop doing that,
No, all
though.
right. You know what? I got it. No, I
How many
don't like the
times we
Titans.
picked the Titans and lost this
No,
week or this year?
I'm putting my foot down. The Titans are the same thing as this Bucks team. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
They
okay.
are the same damn team. They're a defense that we think is sneaky good, but it really isn't. A quarterback who really
At
can't
least the
throw.
Bucks, you can do the Mike Evans thing.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, and
They
Derrick
don't have.
Henry.
They don't have a. Yeah, and Derrick Henry. There you go. All right. Titans are the Bucks. Colts take care of business. 27-20. Ride it again. Exact score.
Same exact score.
Same exact score.
That would be something.
That would be awesome.
That you did.
I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Case.
I hate the NFL because each week I look and I'm like excited for the games, and I see Falcons Jets.
It just
Just ruins my weekend, dude. Falcons Jets.
You don't have to watch this
No,
game.
I know. Falcons
I don't
Jets
know why, but this being in New York makes it so much worse.
for the. Oh, I know.
Like, the Jets should only be on the road.
Falcons Jets for the Falcons division hopes.
This is a Big Ten West total. 34.
This is terrible. I want
Great
nothing.
Scott.
I want nothing to do with this game.
34.
We gotta talk about
so
Rodgers,
low.
right? He got activated.
What's the end goal? They're not gonna make the playoffs. Like, he's just doing it because, I guess. Not a real injury, clearly.
Remember when?
Didn't actually tear his Achilles.
Remember when last year we were talking about or I guess not completely last year, but this off season when we were talking about how Rodgers is going to handle the New York media.
Yeah.
He played them like a goddamn fiddle all year long. He played the New York media like
He loves
was a
it so much.
vet. And he's using
He's
Pat
on ESPN once a week now.
Every single week he's on, and he's like, and he's just
Disgusting.
spewing bullshit. He's like, "Yeah, I'll be back in like a week." He's just like chewing on a Twix bar, just like, yeah, I'll be back next week." Beating up on Dr. Pfizer with talking, just like, making controversies. And just like, what are you doing, Rodgers? He's a genius. He's a genius. He just swindled the media.
He's
and
such an attention whore.
He's the worst, dude. He's the fucking
He
worst.
loves it. I like every time I see something about, I just scroll. I'm like, who needs this in their life? Like, seriously. Who the hell cares?
I don't.
Who?
And like, it's not even like Packers fans care. Like because they were the guys that were supporting them all these years. They don't care. Yeah. Why would a Jets fan care? No. They're not going anywhere. Like, they want to see Rodgers play, I'm sure, but they want to see him play next year, not this year.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's disturbing.
I saw it was like
because it wouldn't like tweet. You wouldn't have a platform if people didn't listen.
I know. Welcome to America.
Just lose faith in society.
Every time Aaron Rodgers opens his mouth, I lose faith in society.
Like, he could be talking to a wall, being like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna come back."
Yeah, and there'd be like 5 mics around him.
Like, no one would care. It's like on ESPN. Why? And like, I don't even watch the shows, and it's still just like force fed to me.
Yeah, because it's on everyone's
baby
media.
Eating carrots.
He's the worst.
He's the worst. He brought it up.
I know, he really shouldn't have brought it up. He's on our burn book.
Are we seeing Tim Boyle again this week?
Dude, this is the burn book bowl.
They might as well.
The Falcons and Aaron Rodgers. I think that's a sign to move on.
Yeah.
Like, what are we supposed to say? Ritter looked all right last week. Looked fine. Beat the Saints.
They played the Saints, who are also the Bucks.
Who Derek Carr literally gave the freaking game to. Gave away the game. Jesse Bates.
Every NFC South team is the same team except for Carolina.
Because they're just the worst version of them.
Because the Falcons are like, oh, well, Bijan.
Yeah, the Saints are like,
Taysom
Oh,
Hill.
Kamara.
Kamara.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like 2 years ago, maybe.
Kamara in fantasy.
Isn't really
That's
doing
all.
it for me anymore.
No, it's fantasy wise now, just because he catches up.
No, it's like the hype. The Kamara hype is over.
Yeah, I agree. Chris Olave pissed me off because I needed him to get a touchdown, and he got 140
Yeah, he's a bust.
yards. And
Oh, not a bust, but
he
didn't. He was a bust of a fantasy pick. He was supposed to take a step forward. When you think in fantasy brain, your expectations drastically change for some guys.
True. We need to get out of this loophole. We're talking about the Falcons Jets right now. But like, where are we supposed to go?
The Saints
NFL.
also
We're
play a
going.
game and we're
I
not
was just
gonna
gonna
talk about
say
it.
we're playing the Lions. Like
Actually,
they're playing
I don't think
the Lions.
they do.
They do. They play the Lions.
Oh, they are playing the Lions. Lions -4.
Lock that in. This is a get right game. They had 2 iffy weeks. They blow the Saints out. Blow them out. Get them out of here. In
Please.
the Superdome.
For the love of God.
They're gonna blow the roof off the Superdome.
Oh, the dome.
No, screw the dome. The Lions playing a dome anyway. All right. Texas Broncos we talked about. Great game. Chargers Pats. I'm scared the Pats are gonna freaking like mess up and win this game. They already just had this is the greatest game of all time last week. The Giants Pats.
Yeah.
That
was awesome. That was a classic.
It really was a classic. Like there was
I can't believe how bad Mac Jones is.
I can't
like
believe
to think of the way that we were talking about him like 8 weeks ago, and now he's literally the worst.
They broke him. They broke him.
Yeah, really did.
This is like
bad for him.
When it comes down to the end, like the end of after Brady, like what was the Pats like after Brady? I'm gonna say this was the best game.
What about the Cam Newton Seahawks game?
No, that was a moral victory. This was a loss. A losers lose. This is the best loss I've ever seen. And it was all thanks to your boy from Maryland. All thanks to Chad Ryland.
Oh, Belichick using a 4th round pick.
Yep, and after the pick,
trade up.
Went to Twitter, had my boy David Faust. I asked him what he was like, and he said he's a real leader, he's a real stand-up guy. I know Chad did it for the franchise. Chad saw Marvin Harrison out there. He saw the bums that were playing on the field, and he missed that shit by 4 feet. That was incredible. It was incredible. It was so dog shit, and the fact that they're driving at the end of the game down, and I'm like sweating out. I'm sweating out a win. I'm like, oh no, don't go to overtime, like please.
Yeah.
And it was glorious, so glorious. The 2 quarterbacks. I wish we did that every week. I want to see 3 quarterbacks.
Oh, just like
let's get 4 out there. Once a quarter.
When Mac throws his 4th interception, it's like, all right, Bailey.
Yeah, you're in. No, I think it should be quarter by quarter change.
Yeah. No, why not?
Yeah, get everyone in there. Dude, it's
Put Zeke at quarterback.
And I love the
he probably has PTSD from
the snap.
49ers game.
Dude, the best is that all these Pats fans are like, what is Belichick doing? Like he has to be trying to win, right? Like, no, dude, this guy's a football genius. You know what's the best saying in sports? You know what's worse than 1 quarterback? 2.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing out here. He's like, and whether
there will be no consistency on the offense.
No.
None.
It's genius. He's in practice. The players don't know who the quarterback is on Sunday. It's incredible. I have never seen this much thought into a tank before. And people are saying like Kraft is like all he's firing. Like, he is drafting whoever we're taking at number 1 or 2. I promise you that.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be it might be the wrong pick, but he's gonna be doing it. And I don't know why I have this feeling like it's just all it's all just coming together now. They realized that the roster wasn't working, it wasn't working, and they're not gonna try to win another game. But they
This
might,
the
they
Chargers game is
might, I was just
dangerous.
gonna say, they might fumble. Like the Chargers might hand them this game. That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
This game is so losable. This Chargers team should beat us by 30, talent wise. And it's gonna be a one-score game, and I'm gonna be sweating it. Also,
How does the rest
all
of the
the
schedule look?
all the Pats fans that are like, "No, you guys are rooting for us to lose." Like, yeah, I am. Have you seen the talent on our team?
So I've always gone back and forth on this. I was listening to Part of My Take on Monday, and PFT said that if the Redskins didn't beat the Dolphins that one year where they were terrible, if they lost that game, Joe Burrow would be the quarterback in one. And that I was like, okay, yep, I'm all in on the tank.
You have to
I don't
tank.
care about morals. I don't care about
No.
rooting against my own team. Like,
No, and
the problem with me is like you want to root for Howell to play well because you want him to be the guy, but you also want their defense is bad enough where you can do both.
yeah. See,
But
I think
in your
that's
case,
the key to the Pats season this year is that none of these guys are going to be on the team in 2 years. All these rookies and young guys suck. So play the rookies this year and see what they got. You play the guys from last year and see what they got. And who gives and who cares? Matthew Slater had a quote, a good quote, special teamer for the Pats, longtime Pats. He said he understands that there's fans rooting for losses. He understands the situation that the team's in. He said that he tells his players and he tells himself that you get in the NFL and you have an opportunity for yourself and your family. You got to capitalize on that opportunity. And I think that the players should play their hardest. I'm not saying the players should not play their hardest.
Yeah, and they
I mean,
will.
I don't want them to lose. Yeah, doesn't mean I don't want them to lose.
They gotta trade him or something or cut him.
Slater or Mac Jones?
Yeah, Slater, just so he can play on it.
No,
Like he's done enough for the team where you gotta like put him down.
no.
Almost.
I gotta say
Like what the Redskins did with Kerrigan.
they kept giving him
Let him
1-year
go.
deals. And he's just like there. If he was like probably like a cornerback, maybe we would. But like he's a special teamer. He's really good special teamer. But like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's. He's also 38.
Old.
What else we got? Cardinals Steelers we talked about. Commanders Dolphins.
Kick our ass. I'm with you. I hope they put up 70. Actually, that would be too embarrassing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's.
But like, I'm sick of like rooting in these games when like after the game I'm like, it's actually probably good that we lost. Like I can't. It's like a disease. And like last week it was the Cowboys, so it made sense. Like I'm good at like my blood's gonna be boiling, but their defense is so freaking cool. And Hal didn't actually look that bad aside from the pick six, but yeah, I think they might do to us what they did to the Broncos. Like, if they wanted to, they could probably score 70.
Yeah,
Like, is Forbes going to be on Tyreek Hill?
Yeah, I don't know who's the health guard Tyreek Hill. It's gonna be brutal.
Tua's going to have all day, like every quarterback does. That'll be a field day. So I'm okay with it. I hope Sam looks good.
Panthers Bucks. Game that will be played.
Who cares?
No. Eagles Niners. Eagles are underdogs at
There we
home
go.
against the Niners. What are we doing here, people?
I don't know.
Is this like a special Vegas is giving us? They're +3 at home.
I don't know.
So they're saying that the Niners are 6 points better than the Eagles?
Guess so. I mean, they look better right now, but like, I don't know. It seems insane. It seems absolutely insane.
All I gotta say, we've seen the games where Purdy has not looked too good and thrown some interceptions, gotten flustered. We have even in that Jets loss, it was a weird loss, but we haven't seen the Eagles get flustered at all. at all. No matter not a single player on the team flustered.
Nope.
So I think that's a ridiculous line. I mean, I think it's gonna be a close game. I think it's gonna be great. But that's a terrible line. It's good for us, right? Like I'm gonna bet it.
So I thought when I saw that line, I thought the Niners were at home.
Yeah, yeah. If that's at home,
This is
that makes
like,
sense.
if you really don't want the Eagles to win, don't make them freaking underdogs at home. Like, we've done this before.
Yeah. This is just fueling the fire. Like this is what Philly's all about.
It's like the dog masks are gonna be out.
Mm-hmm. That's what Philly's all about, man.
Playing right into it. Even last week, like that line, only making them 3-point favorites, and I guess they didn't come push. But
it's almost not fair. Like, why do they deserve this extra motivation? Like, why? I would.
The Niners are like everybody's sweetheart.
Yeah,
you can just dick ride Kyle Shanahan.
And they were good in the '90s, so everyone wants them to be good again.
If I saw that line in Philly, like, oh, perfect, exactly what we want. You want people to be hating on you, although they don't like. They say that they do, but they don't. I promise you that.
No, they are the Philly fans are weird because they play the act that they're not sensitive and they hate everyone. But deep down,
so sensitive.
Deep down, they're really mad that we keep saying Jalen Hurts is not the MVP. And we're not that pod. We're somehow becoming Eagles supporters, not supporters, but not even believers. Just like we watch with our eyes, so like we know what we're and
we do watch with our eyes.
Like this team is so much better. Like this team, maybe not so much better, but this team should not be 3-point underdogs at home. It's not what they needed. I would love if like the Celtics in a playoff series were like underdogs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you want that.
Ugh. I think AJ Brown, huge game for him. They're just gonna chuck it to him. I mean, I know that's not a crazy.
It's had a huge game, like 8 of the last 9 weeks.
I know, but like he's gonna keep eating. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Browns Rams, only interesting if Flacco plays. It's the only thing.
I'm riding it. If Flacco plays, I'm taking the Browns.
I'm the same way.
Rams are on too hot of a streak right now. I think Stafford. They're gonna eat Stafford.
Are gonna eat Stafford. Yeah, I don't know what's up with this Rams team. I said eat Stafford up for lunch. All right, and then last game we haven't talked about Chiefs Packers.
I'm excited for this actually. Green Bay's they've looked a lot better. Honestly, like they're not a get out of my face team anymore.
No, they've been able to move the ball,
that's worth.
Score some points, get some wins. For a while there, they just couldn't score over 20. Past 2 weeks, they've scored over 20. So hopefully they keep it up.
Also, the Chiefs can't score in the second half.
No.
Which is so freaking weird. They can't.
No, they can't at all. This Chiefs team.
Really strange.
Concerns me, man. It's not the team that this is not a team that wins in the playoffs. Exact opposite of a team that wins.
But they will.
I know. I'm sure they'll find a way. They'll intervene, and their defense is playing really good and has been playing good week after week. So I'm sure that'll hold up in the playoffs. I'm just nervous. I mean, they have a couple great. They have this Packers team, which is gaining some momentum. So hopefully they can take care of business.
I love Packers +6. I think I love it too much.
Then they have the Bills, Pats who aren't good, Raiders, Bengals, Chargers. So Bills, the last tough game of the season, really. They take care of the Chargers every time. I don't know. I guess we'll see what they look like Sunday night against the Bills. But
yeah, so
their team freaks me out. I don't like seeing Mahomes on a shaky team. I guess I don't. It's weird. We say
they're shaky. They're 8-3.
Yeah, I know, but they look shaky on the field, I guess.
I know. So the Eagles.
The AFC Eagles. Yeah, and you know what? It's just gonna end up they're gonna be playing in the Super Bowl. Be like, oh, what happened?
So much adversity this season.
Yeah.
Everybody thought they were bad.
Yep.
Now they're in the Super Bowl. This is the worst Super Bowl we've ever seen.
Yeah, it sounds about right. All right, we don't have time for basketball.
No, I don't think we do.
That's
My
okay.
stomach's gonna eat itself.
We have so in-season tournament is the 4th Monday. Possibly could get a preview in before then. I would like to try to get a preview in before then.
Do a Monday
That's not
pod.
possible. Possibly a little Monday pod. Maybe during the game.
Actually, let's do it.
All right. I'm mad excited for those. It's fun concept. We'll explain all about it. Tell you catch everyone up. Thank you all for listening. For this pod though, we don't have time, sadly. And we'll see everyone come Monday for the preview of the in-season tournament. We'll do no NFL. We'll do that on another pod. Do all basketball come Monday. So see everyone for Hoops Talk. Have a good weekend. Good luck betting. Wise Picks will be out Saturday.